Let's talk about the distribution of these funds. That's what has been slowing everything down. Now remember, in the United States, I talked about these two factions. Similar versions of these two factions exist around the world. Corruption did not start in America, but while it's still here, it has come from Europe, which is loaded with corruption. And then we go to other parts of the world, and their bureaucracies were designed by the Europeans to basically not stop corruption, but to keep it going. So, first of all, before we can deliver any of these monies, these currencies, we have to go through a process. The first process is to change them from fiat to gold-backed currencies. Now, the initial plan was to pay everything off in the traditional fiat currencies and then switch them to gold-backed currencies. We can't do that now. It took too long to get this far. Why has it taken too long? Let's look at it this way. 13 millennia of power by the Anunnaki and their minions. The Anunnaki left, switched sides. The minions stayed. They are the aristocrats of the world. They are the bankers. They are the industrialists. They are the businessmen. And they are about power and limited natural resources control. What we're talking about is a technology that's now coming, and let's just put it this way. This technology can be slightly delayed, and I'm going to emphasize slightly delayed, cannot be stopped. What does this technology do to the world? It says that the traditional system of banking and finance can no longer work. You can't operate in that reality much longer. So we look around, and it seems like nothing's happening. But what is happening is that various forms of banks are now being forced to shift. They can no longer operate in the way that they did before. If they do, they get found out pretty quick, and they suffer the consequences of it. So banks can no longer be what they loved to be before. And the second thing is, banking can no longer be looked upon as creating a financial services institute. If we create that anymore, we'll be in trouble. The new system is throwing out the door. So you have a new economic system that emphasizes fairness and open books. All of the stuff that has been done, especially since the beginning of this particular century, has been about closed books. It's been about playing games with books. Well, guess what? The new economic system, as it spreads across the planet, says that's a go-to-jail thing. If you really want to do it, we'll help you along to the local prison. We don't want you here. And we don't care how rich you are, no matter how many wonderful banks you own, or how much money that other than what you say you have access to. Now the monies are ready for the initial step into true value gold-backed currencies. Guess what? There's a thing called the Paris Treaty. It has now been signed by basically every major country in the world. It basically pledges two things: a new financial system based on prosperity and an acknowledgement of climate change.